couples ever.
Number 16.
An odd-looking couple to say the least. 22-year-old wife Evan Medeiros, at 5 feet tall, standing beside her 29-year-old husband Jolison Fernandez de Silva, standing at an impressive 7 feet 8 inches, is only as high as his waist. Jolison, or the Gentle Giant as he is known, has been dubbed Brazil's tallest man and is believed to be the third tallest man in the world. While people's constant curiosity and questions about the couple's love life were at one time annoying to the bashful couple, Jolison now says they're used to it and tells reporters, "I take it in good humor."
Number 15.
A couple renewing their vows is often thought of as a romantic gesture, but when Sinelli Masalela and Helen Shabangu, which sounds like a porn star's last name, wed for the second time, it caused disapproving headshakes around the world. The reason? Groom Sinelli was only 9 years old at the time of the nuptials, while his bride Helen was 62, which is actually a slight improvement from their first nuptials, for which Sinelli was only 8 years old. The couple's first wedding the previous year made Sinelli the world's youngest groom, although local villagers, along with others around the world, have referred to the wedding as sickening. Both families, including Helen's existing husband Alfred, yes, she's already married to an actual adult, and Sinelli's mom, fully support the wedding. The young Sinelli actually initiated the wedding, as he claims he was contacted by his dead grandfather, whom told him to marry Helen. Apparently, the wedding was done to appease Sinelli's ancestors and is not in any way a real marriage. And I just wanted to let you all know that my dead ancestors have contacted me about Anastasia Kvitko, so let's get this going.
Number 14.
One of the most bizarre unions in Hollywood is that of Woody Allen and his stepdaughter bride, Soon-Yi Previn. Actress Mia Farrow adopted 7-year-old Soon-Yi while she was still married to Andre Previn in 1978. But sadly, by 1979, the couple split up, opening the door for Mia's relationship with Woody Allen, which began in 1980 when Soon-Yi was just 9 years old. Despite Woody Allen being her stepfather since roughly the age of 9, that apparently didn't stop him from starting an affair with the impressionable girl when she was around 21 years old. In 1992, Mia and Allen split up when Mia learned of the affair after finding nude photos of her daughter Soon-Yi in Allen's possession. By 1997, Woody Allen and his stepdaughter got married, and the disturbing match remains married to this day.
Number 13.
One woman who doesn't mind being taller than her man is a 6' 3" tall transgender woman, China Bell. The Florida resident has found love in her doting partner, a 4' 4" tall bodybuilding dwarf, Anton Kraft. Kraft, who is the strongest man in the world pound for pound, is the only man who can lift 4 times his body weight and refuses to date anyone who isn't more than a foot taller than him. Bell, who confesses that she was hesitant when he first asked her out, tells reporters that he won her over with his weightlifting, as she states, "I find Anton's weightlifting is so sexy because I think he's sexy. When you hold a world heavyweight title, that means a lot."
Number 12.
The words Christian and swingers are not ones you would expect to hear in the same sentence, let alone as a description of the same couple. But no other two words can better describe married couple Dean and Christy Parave. With 52-year-old Dean having become a devout Christian after a drug and alcohol addiction sent him to prison for drunk driving, and 48-year-old Christy presumably being a lifelong faithful Christian, the adventurous pair believes that God fully approves of their lifestyle choices. As Christy states, God put people on the earth to breed and enjoy each other, while Dean makes the argument that God put us here to No, he didn't actually say that. What he said was, God has put me here to spread his word, and our lifestyle community is a great place to do it. You can't get closer to someone than having sex with them.
Number 11.
In a ceremony gone to the dogs, Mangli Munda of India, who was 18 at the time, was forced to marry a stray dog named Sharu. The unhappy bride was forced into the marriage after village elders told her parents it was the only way to break a curse they feared would cause any man she married to die, as well as bring destruction to her family and community. Luckily for Mangli, her wedding to the obliging Pooch, while very traditional and elaborate, Sharu even arriving in a chauffeur-driven car, as is tradition, was a symbolic ceremony and not legally binding, leaving her free to marry a human man without fear of a cursed life.
Number 10.
A man passing himself off as a pastor, 60-year-old Tom Miller recently married his pregnant 19-year-old girlfriend, Reba Kerfoot, despite already being married to 44-year-old Belinda Miller. The supposed devout Christian pastor claimed in an interview that his polygamy is a Christian lifestyle, and that the three of them who are all living in the same house are just one big happy family. He discovered God 20 years ago while in prison. However, initial reports about Tom have turned out to be inaccurate. Belinda is actually maybe his fifth wife, as opposed to his first as he originally claimed, and therefore Reba would be his sixth wife. Reporters also visited the addresses he used for his church and discovered that they are nothing more than rundown, abandoned buildings, with neighbors disclosing that he does not perform mass in them. Oh, and apparently his upcoming child with teenage wife Reba will not be his first, but rather his 13th child, the previous 12 children having been abandoned by him. Perhaps not surprisingly, the loving pastor allegedly owes over $100,000 in back child support.
Number 9.
A couple everyone has to look up to. Sung Mingming and his wife Xu Yan were recently crowned the 2016 Guinness World Record for being the world's tallest married couple. With Sung Mingming measuring 7 feet 8.9 inches and Xu Yan measuring 6 feet 0.17 inches, the couple's combined height is a whopping 13 feet and 10 inches. Although happy to accept their place in the Guinness World Records, the couple did reveal that their height can often be challenging to deal with, especially when trying to travel via car or plane.
Number 8.
From the couple everyone looks up to one you could accidentally trip over, Paulo Gabriel da Silva Barros and Catiucia Hoshino are the world's shortest couple, with 30-year-old Paulo measuring just 34.8 inches and 26-year-old Catiucia measuring 35.2 inches. The couple hopes to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records. The two, who originally met on social media and lived over 186 miles apart, dated for 4 years before finally bringing their relationship a little closer and moving in together. While the couple struggles with everyday tasks, especially in public places, and face discrimination on a daily basis due to their size, they say each other's love, support, and patience help them cope, and are currently thinking about getting married.
Number 7.
A family more modern than any onlooker could comprehend. Maria Butsky, her husband Paul, their 2 children, and Maria's lover Peter Grumman all live in the same house. While high school sweethearts Maria and Paul were married for 13 years before Maria met Peter and started an affair, the happily married mom soon came to the conclusion that she couldn't live without either man. Luckily for her, over the years of maintaining an amicable relationship for the sake of the children, Paul and Peter had formed a strong friendship, and so when she suggested they all move in together, it was only natural to the fishing buddies. Maria admits that she does have a sexual relationship with both men, but that the three never share the same bed, and each man turns a blind eye and doesn't discuss their sex life. According to the happy couple of 3, their 2 children couldn't be happier and love having both men around all the time.
Number 6.
Here's a couple that has a lot to teach about having a happy marriage. Wei Kaixiao, 102 years old, and Wei Basao, at 103 years old, have been together for 96 years. At the age of 6, Wei Basao's parents died, and her future husband's family adopted her in a Chinese custom called Tongyangxi, which is Mandarin for child raised as a daughter-in-law, and is an ancient form of arranged marriage whereby a family adopts a future bride for their son, usually when both are a pre-adolescent in age.
Number 5.
A couple proving you can find love at any age, 103-year-old George Kirby and 91-year-old Doreen Lucky recently became the oldest newlyweds in the world. The happy couple finally tied the knot after 27 years of dating in front of 50 guests and, of course, a Guinness Book of World Records representative. A smiling groom told reporters, "It's about time, really. Doreen keeps me young, and I can definitely say we're going to spend the rest of our lives together." I guess George thought it would be tacky to wait until he was on his deathbed to pop the question.
Number 4.
One relationship sure to turn a few heads is that of 65-year-old Edward Smith and his 1974 VW Beetle, Vanilla. Smith, a mechaphile, which means he is sexually attracted to machines, first began his unusual fondness for cars at the young age of 15. Since then, he's claimed to have had sex with over 700 cars before settling down with his lifelong love, Vanilla. That's a lot of armor all. Smith assures reporters that he only gets intimate with the car on his own private property. As he says, "I'm very respectful not to be seen in public. I greet her every morning along with my truck Ginger." While Smith says he does find cars more appealing than women in almost every way, he does admit, "I would say it's extremely satisfying, but at times a little melancholy because I know she cannot talk to me. But overall, I know she feels what I feel, and it's intense."
Number 3.
Most people believe that true beauty is more than skin deep. For Anastasia Reskos and Quentin Tahar, however, aka the Barbie doll couple, beauty and image is everything. Reskos and Tahar met at a party in 2013 and knew instantly they had found their soulmate. Quentin approached Anastasia and reportedly told her that she was the Barbie to his Ken, and the rest was history. Together, and with the financial support of their parents, they have spent nearly $300,000 in plastic surgeries, including, but not limited to, nose jobs, breast augmentation, Botox, lip injections, butt implants, and ear reshaping surgery. The couple still plan on getting more surgeries in the near future to achieve their ideal physical perfection. Once they reach that ideal, they intend to take their transformation one step further and legally change their names to Barbie and Ken. Reskos and Tahar, if anything, are proof that there is someone for everyone in this crazy world of ours.
Number 2.
An unusual love story for sure. 17-year-old Sam and 20-year-old Evan first met at a support group for people who felt like they were born into the wrong gender. At the time of their meeting, both were girls, as they had been born girls, and both believed they were meant to be boys. Thus, the two have both started their transgender journey of becoming men, and in the process found love and support in each other. The pair started dating, and after only 6 months, felt strongly enough about their relationship that they decided to move in together, and as they are making the transition to males, they are living as a gay couple. While both are at different stages of their transgender journey, with Sam already having started his testosterone and Evan still completing his first year of living as a male before he can start his testosterone, they both still have female bodies underneath their clothes. They have to wear heavy, tight compression vests under their clothes to hide their breasts until they can undergo the surgery to have them removed. Sam says they are uncomfortable, but not as uncomfortable as having boobs. And now for the number 1 couple you won't believe exists. But first, I want to give a shout out to those who answered my last video's question. Question for you: what do you think about multi-partner relationships?
Number 1.
One place you would certainly never expect to see a bride and groom on their wedding day is at McDonald's. Evidently, Joseph and Louise Shapton aren't exactly ordinary, as the couple opted to have their wedding reception at their local Mickey D's. With 30 guests, including their 3-year-old daughter, the newlyweds celebrated their nuptials with a Big Mac and fries, making them one of the first and probably the last UK couples to hold their reception in a fast food restaurant. And Joseph can rest assured she'll never remind him of this fact. Luckily for them, the Hatfield McDonald's offered to not only close half the restaurant for the occasion, but also to decorate free of charge.